Welcome to the Old Fat Coach Podcast, featuring Russell Stutely, world leader pressure point fighting, national boxing coach, Cambodia, prepared to get not only your martial arts boxing world rocked, but your whole world too.
And welcome, Paul, Big Paul Butlin. How are you?
Afternoon. I'm good.
Good stuff. Right, and Paul, thank you for being here, one. And two, after your last one, I had a load of questions from people for you. So,
Really?
Yeah, seriously. So I thought, right, well, one question. And don't matter. It was just, how could you be so lucky as to know me? But that don't matter. No.
Right. It was just fate.
Yeah. Walked into a room. But wanted to get some technical stuff done with you because obviously you're in national boxing coaching, you being a former pro, former amateur, we train together a lot, especially boxing, kickboxing and all sorts of stuff. So I want to get some technical stuff for you because people have been asking about more specifics because they know like a boxer will go for a run or a boxer will do some skipping or they'll do some shadows or bag work or whatever.
Yeah.
We want to get a little bit more specific with it. So if we can take an example of, let's say, when you were getting ready to fight Joshua. So, right, the training, not the actual fight. Listen, he's only been beat once, wasn't he? And that guy was almost in as bad a shape as you. Anyway, right. So you're getting ready, you've just been told you got the fight, it's in 12 weeks, let's say. So you can have a good camp. It's early in the morning, whatever time you're going out for a run. How far are you running the first few weeks?
Well, obviously, because I'm so light, I didn't do many miles. No, because I was heavy, I'm with joints, so I used to probably do 3 to 4 miles. But then start a 6-week camp, I'd start a nice steady pace. And then obviously I'll build it up each week. And for me to do that, I'll probably go a little bit further, but try and beat that time on each run. And that way I knew I was going to hit the peak. And I'll build it up steady and build my cardio up steady. There's no point in going out, smashing a big 10-mile run out and going out next day doing a 5-mile run, smashing that out. You have like limits and you got to get on them targets each time. And I'll do that for 6 weeks. And that's how my fitness would... That's how I could take fights in 24 hours. Because I knew I was always doing that and I was always fit anyway. But the Joshua fight, I trained myself for that.
Yeah, I know.
Idiot, but there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're doing your 3-4 mile run, when we used to go running, I know what sort of pace we was at, nice and just a steady plod, just go and do it. So most of the times you're just doing a steady plod just to make sure that you're building up your cardio ready for the fight.
Obviously chuck hills in and stuff. I mean, for years and years, I didn't know how far or how fast I was until I bought myself a Garmin watch. I was quite impressed with myself then. I thought I was quite slow, but I wasn't. I was actually pretty fast with my size and everything. So that's one thing as well. You need to track and time yourself to find out that you are beating your times, you are going further, you know what I mean? That's the main thing, tracking, logging, everything.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that most people don't do is write down what they're actually doing. Yeah. And they're just relying on remembering and that, or thinking I'm roughly doing about 8-minute mile or whatever.
It's like Cole Froch used to do that, didn't he? He used to log every little detail, what he was eating, what he was drinking, all his training, his pad work, the lot. And then he could refer back to it, see how much he's improved and all that sort of thing. So it does work.
Oh yeah. You've got to do it. And I mean, I tell my guys that they got to weigh themselves when they get up. They got to weigh themselves before training, weigh themselves after training. Yeah. And write it all down. And
that was any beauty being a heavyweight. You don't have to worry about that, is it?
Yeah. You don't need to worry. Which is another thing, the diet side of stuff, which we'll come on to, but obviously another diet's completely different for you. But so you go out, you do your run 3 or 4 miles, you're noting it all down, you're getting all that correct, and you're gradually bringing the times down, getting the fitness level up.
Yeah, so obviously go back, have a shower, then have your breakfast. That's the most important. So it's a bit like you're running on empty. What's the word? Fasting. So you fasted all night, and you're doing your cardio in a fasted state. That's why I used to go early, and then I'd eat after that. And obviously that works getting weight off as well. You're getting the fitness, but you're taking weight off because you're in that fasted state, which don't affect you. As long as you have like a pint of water before you go for a run, you stay in that fasted state, and that does work. Have your breakfast, have a shower before kids and other things in life. I used to go back to bed. So have my breakfast, have a shower, go back to bed.
Yeah, get that extra bit of rest. Yeah. So now you're into your boxing session, let's say. You're down at the gym. What time did you go to the gym to do your next session?
Probably go in the morning. So I'd run in the morning. And I used to drive early on in my career, I used to drive to Coventry. Yeah. Like an hour drive, I'd go there. Noel Rafferty, great trainer. First 4 fights I had with him. We used to do pad work. I used to do the weights in my own time. I never did strength and conditioning, I had weights. So I'll do that and I'll split it all up alternate days. So I'll probably go there, I'll do pad work and sparring. And then with Noel, he used to be good about my footwork, how to stand, my balance and strength within that, as in, like on the rolling machine and stuff. Yeah. Stuff like that with the handles that you roll forward and back for like core strength and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Because I always say, get your feet in the right place and everything else is going to kind of start working for you.
Yeah, feet are the most important thing in your balance. Feet and balance. People don't look at that enough now these days. It's mad. I even look at fighting. So I know you've said it before in videos where the first thing you look at is the feet.
Yeah.
A bit like women do, look at blokes' shoes and go, blokes. In boxing, you look at the feet, don't you? That's what you do.
Yeah. I do.
Standing, how to balance, and you're thinking, do you know what? And this is the thing about Tyson Fury. He's got this new Kronk trainer, and he's getting him to push through his feet and balance, and that's why he's hitting harder.
Yeah.
As mad as that sounds, that's how simple it is. It blows me head up.
But we well, as you know, we spent years teaching people how to hit really hard, right? And it all starts with the feet, and if they're correct, everything else kind of works itself out. Your body tends to
the relaxation as well. It's the snap and how relaxed you are and letting it flow, and it all sort of works together, doesn't it?
Yeah. Once you tense up, you leave the power where you tense.
Yeah, that's when you get banged out as well.
Yeah,
that's when you're going to get knocked out. You're nice and relaxed. You carry the shot for your elbows off your hands. You parry it, which is gone and missed these days. You don't get banged out.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get onto all of this sort of stuff because I know, But you train in footwork and balance, which is what I keep telling people all the time. This is why it's great to go through it with somebody who's former pro fighter and knows what it's like. We've trained together. Footwork and balance.
You've had a gym and I've had a gym. Obviously, you still work in gym, so you know the crack as well. Looking at people, how you brought them on, how they can come to you not having any experience, and you can train them, bring them forward, and actually turn out to be decent fighters. But how you teach the basics in the first place is how they're going to go forward with it. I think this is the problem with the British public. So, because I've lost a few fights, they'll look at me. Hey, dog shit, he can't train. I think I'm a better trainer than fighter because I've got it up here now. I didn't when I first started, but I was eager to learn all the way through, listening to you, listening to other people and coaches and stuff, and I did take it in. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, I'd bin it. Simple as that. But I never disrespect anyone, never disrespect any coach, and that's what they're like now. They're all divas. They want the best of the best, but they ain't listening, and actually it turns out they're dog shit. But they're getting these opportunities and chances when they ain't really done fuck all. It's just about money, innit? It's driving me mad.
But also, the skill levels aren't there like they used to be. When you look back at the likes of Lennox Lewis and when heavyweights around that time, the skill level of those heavyweights is far superior to the heavyweights today.
Yeah, 100%. Good to watch, wasn't it? That era's good to watch.
Yeah. I mean, if Lennox Lewis was around now, he'd be going through these lot in the first or second round.
It'd spark them all. And obviously back in that day as well, there was less steroids. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, that's it. And I know. Simple as that, isn't it? So pad work. I'm a great believer in pad work being total bullshit the way most people do it because, well, you got the Mayweather sort of ones that copy Mayweather. I go, what the fuck are you doing? And then you got the ones who are out here going like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, just calling out the.
Or they're not meeting the punch.
Yeah,
or
they're meeting it far too early, so the punches are all too short, and the pad guy's doing all the work and blah blah blah. And there's so much bad pads. I just call it all bullshit.
Mayweather, that works for him. That's the way he trains. That works for him, brilliant. But that's Mayweather. This is what people don't grasp.
I keep saying to people, you are not Floyd Mayweather. You never will be. So stop trying to copy him, because you don't know. He's doing that. He's showing that fast pads to everybody. Every fighter in the world can see it. So I say to him, Floyd's proven himself to be that absolutely having it all up here all the way through his career.
Yeah.
You think he's going to show you his top stuff, the stuff that makes him great, and put it out there for every fighter to see? Or is he going to show you stuff that he wants you to think he's doing all day, every day? So you do that instead of doing what he's really doing.
Yeah.
And that fast stuff, he's forever getting tapped on the shoulder, on the arm, and it's embedding in him that he's got to be turned, he's got to cover, counter, whatever. All of those things are being practiced in that fast pass. He's not practicing the punches more than the movement.
Yeah.
My opinion. Because you watch them today, they hit the pads. Nobody's learning how to defend themselves on the way in and on the way out. They're just hitting the pads and standing there.
Yeah, looking pretty.
Yeah.
Try to look fast and try and impress people that are watching, just for Facebook views or YouTube views, isn't it?
Yeah, and to me, it's just no good. It's just no good. That's why I say I'd rather you didn't do any pads if you're going to do it like that, because they're not learning distance, timing, anything. The pad guy isn't acting like an opponent. He's just stood there going like this.
So when I do pads, I'll twat you back. Another thing that winds me up was when they throw a shot down the middle, and you meant to slip and then counter. They throw the pad off for you. Throw the pad off the side of you. Throw it down the middle. If you don't move your head, you're going to get smacked in the face. And that's how I do. I always have done. You don't move, you're going to get cracked. Simple as that. But there's that many, even top trainers do. I've watched them. They throw it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, what are you doing? They're throwing it to the head. So how are they meant to move or slip? How's that meant to replicate you getting punched in the face? Drives me mad.
Exactly. Again, it's coming back to all this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and it's pad guys who don't understand, so they just throw some combinations out rather than and they're not teaching. They're just training, and it bugs the crap out of me, because to me, if you're the pad guy, you've got to be teaching your fighter what he's doing. So that when that pad goes down the pipe, he's got to move, and you've got to teach him to slip, teach him to duck under, whatever it is you're practicing. Not go like that with it and move it off to which we see all the time.
Yeah, I know, it's a joke.
And so anyway, you do your pads, you do your sparring. How many rounds of sparring would you be doing at 12 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks out?
I know for the Joshua fight, I was doing 10 rounds with 3 different sparring partners. So I do 2 rounds, and a fresh one get and do 2 rounds.
Yeah.
That's how I normally do it. But standards probably do like 4 weeks, depending on how many rounds you're fighting. Perhaps do a couple of weeks of 4 rounds, and then a couple of weeks of 6 rounds, and 8 rounds, and then build it up, depending on how you want to train. Or probably take it easier sparring and build it up to harder and harder and faster. And everyone says to me, "Oh, when you're sparring, it's not like a fight, is it?" Yeah, of course it is. You're not trying to smash their head off. It is. You know what I mean? It is. That's because, again, you're replicating the fight. If you ain't got your fence up, you're going to get sparkoed. I think I've knocked out more people in sparring than I've actual fighting. It's mad.
Yeah. Well, see, again, this is where sparring is one of those things, right? That if you haven't got the coaches there being strong with the fighters, telling them to either calm it down or stop what they're doing or whatever, sparring starts off as, we'll be nice and light and help each other. And before you know it, it's a tear up.
Yeah.
And you actually are trying to bang each other out. But you've got to have a strong coach there if the guys are trying to learn to stop it when it gets too far, calm everybody down, and teaching them again.
But I've been in loads of sparring where take time, and they start putting it on me. So, you know what I mean? You can have a back. I mean, I've sparred ladies, I've sparred kids, young as like 5, and I can tip tap and be as light as anything. But I get a bloke in there, he says, go like, he starts trying to crack me in the face. You're going to get it back.
Yeah.
You are, aren't you? And again,
Yeah,
that's down to the coaches as well. Take it easy, take your time, work the jab, but just don't.
But again, it's that thing, isn't it? Where if you've got a guy who comes in there who's trying to take your head off, well, he's going to get it back. But if you've got a guy who's in there who's treating it how it should be treated and training it how you as the main guy wants the sparring partners to do it, whatever it may be, like you want him to jab a lot so you can just practice slipping or whatever. As long as he's doing that, he ain't going to get banged up.
Yeah.
But that's again where the coach comes in to make sure it's done right. Because sparring does tend to end up, let's have a go.
Well, you know what? Like, I mean, end of my career, I was trying to do too much. I was trying to work too hard and all this. And this lad come over. He goes, "Oh, do you fancy sparring?" I forgot his name. The name of the lad. Bald head come in here, sound, talk to me. And I just jet with people. I will get in, have a ticker. I thought I'd be all right. Put me down 3 times. This kid, I was like, what was that? So that was a lesson as well. But you need to always be on your guard, whoever you're sparring with, because you don't know what you're going to get. This kid got in, dropped me 3 times. I thought, what the hell was this? But obviously, I knew that was like coming to me in the career. I was about done anyway. I thought, this is happening. Then
time to stop.
Yeah, so always have your guard, always be wary, and again, that's what your trainers are there for. But then the latter part of my career, I didn't have a trainer, so I was just jumping with anyone and thought, like I used to do when I was younger. You know what I mean? It didn't bother me. I was getting with anyone, and then that taught me a lesson, really, that your time's nearly up, son.
Yeah. Well, it's like I remember with us at the beginning, anyone wanted to spar, they spar. End of story. It don't matter. You know, if they were nice, they were nice. If they weren't, they weren't.
Yeah.
That was it. So you do your sparring, you're doing your rounds, right? Now, one of the things that people was asking about was sparring, and they said who was the best and the worst person in terms of the most difficult, not the worst in terms of like don't like him, but the worst one as in the most difficult person you've ever had to spar.
So the most difficult sparring partner is a fresh sparring partner who's not done much. They can't really throw a punch. They just seem to land that many punches on it because they're throwing that wildly. It's mad. That's normally what you get. This kid getting in there, never done that. He's like throwing punches at you, like, what the? And then you get someone that's more experienced. I don't know, because sparring's so controlled, it's not like a fight. You ain't got the crowd watching. You haven't got TV cameras and stuff. It's just less. It's just more chilled out, isn't it? It's weird. Yeah. But yeah, definitely the new lads that have never done a lot, just like spaghetti arms, just throw it out. You just seem to get it. Weird.
But also, you're not so switched on with him, are you? Because you're thinking, well, you don't know what he's doing. So your mind also, you're not really, you're not going 100%, are you? You're not trying to hurt them, and you're thinking they can't hurt you, and sometimes it slips through, isn't it?
Yeah, it's how you look at people as well. I mean, I've had lads come in and built like bodybuilders. They can't fight sleep. He gets a little fat, dumpy thing come in, and he's come bang, and he's wicked. He throws loads of like Ruiz. Example, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. I used to love the bodybuilder types because you know that 99% of them can't fight anyway.
They're strong. Don't get me wrong. Get older, they'll squeeze the life out of you, but they're blowing out their arse because they've got no cardio.
Yeah. You just keep them moving for a round and then they're done, aren't they?
Then give them a body shot and out of it. See you later.
Yeah. Nice little liver shot. Done. Yeah. So, out of the people that you've been to go and spar, rather than people coming to you, so like when you were like with Tyson and whatever. So, one of the big things was because he gave you a big shout out after I think it was his McDermott fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said you was the only one in the country with the balls to spar with him.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened there. It was I don't know if you can remember. It was years ago, wasn't it? You couldn't get sparring for whatever reason. I don't know why, but. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I went into a Manchester amateur club where I sparred there. I went to the back of his Uncle Huey's garden, where I think Tyson was living in a caravan at the time. This was obviously before he'd made all his millions. And then he trained in the back of his garden. I sparred him as an amateur. I sparred him Leicester as an amateur. I was pro. And I said to him after that sparring, I said, mate, you'd be the top 10 in England now. This is winning with an amateur. And you know what? He was sound. He always looked after me. He always give me a bit more money. I can't fault him. He never hurt me. And he tried his hardest. But obviously, this is when I was like fit, training full time all the time.
Yeah.
He's a good fella.
So,
but Matt Skelton, that was hard sparring, mate.
Oh yeah.
Matt Skelton from Bedford, he was an animal. I used to go there 3 times a week. I did I must spar him like 6 title fights. He never mentioned me once. Then Tyson just did a bit of sparring and mentioned me. You know what I mean? That's mad.
But you was always up with Skelton, weren't you?
He had some right good brows with him. He was just strong. Never knew how old he was. He was probably about 60 years old, but John and Palm was 40.
Yeah.
But
he could row though, couldn't he, Skelton? He could.
Yeah, he was an animal. He was strong. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're going to come on to the guy I don't like, the one who took the chunk out of you. We'll come on to him in a minute. But also about when you're sparring Tyson, how difficult was it to get in on him, to try and land out on him? How to work
you know what?
him?
It weren't that bad. He sort of comes down to your level. He sort of drops down to your level. He don't stand up really tall.
Right.
And it was my advantage because I was sparring him in smaller rings. So I could push him back and take that distance away from him. So it was a little bit easy in that respect. But then his hands were that fast, his jab was that snappy. If you didn't have head movement, you couldn't get near him anyway. But you could push him back, put it on it, only because he's in a smaller ring. But like I say, he weren't really hitting hard then. And he wasn't all the way through his career till he's gone to his cronk trainer, I believe. He's actually teaching him how to throw the shots properly.
Well, like we said, or you said at the very beginning, it's the basics, wasn't it, that he's getting right? And he's getting his footwork and his balance better. And once his feet are right, his punches are going to be much better.
Yeah, because he's never punched his weight. You know what I mean?
No.
The size and the weight, he's never punched his weight. Otherwise, he had knocked out everyone. I feel, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, he's not got a bad knockout percentage anyway.
No, but now I think he's found that extra power just by punching more correctly. And that's what the cronk gym will do, won't they? They know the cronk.
They love a good puncher, don't they? They love a good puncher at the cronk gym.
Yeah.
You can't go in there and not be able to punch because you're going to get moisturized.
Yeah.
Of the other people that you've sparred, who was the worst in terms of not the most difficult to spar with, in terms of like they were just awkward and good? Was it Tyson still, or
Tyson? John McDermott was good. He was fast. He had fast hands. Pele Reid could bang.
Yeah.
You know, for Birmingham, Jesus.
Yeah.
He whacked you. Who else does? I sparred Colin Kenner.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know what, you ain't much. Then I ended up banging him out in prize fight, which was a tough.
Yeah.
Who else did I spar? Mark Krentz, he was good at the time. Remember him? Sheffield?
Yeah.
Who else did I spar? Loads. I sparred loads. I can't think of all of them on top of my head. Oh, Rob Norton. He was good in Coventry.
Yeah.
Barrington. He went really into the boxing. Yeah. Big Barrington. He was like, just laughs at you when you smack him. But he's like a machine, isn't he? Jesus.
Yeah, just keeps going.
I don't know. There's loads, mate. I can't remember them all. There's that many.
And of the ones that you sparred, who was the ones that you sort of like went there thinking they were going to be really good, and then when you got there, you're thinking, hold on, I'm under him easy.
Yeah, probably Colin Kenner. Colin Kenner came to spar Matt Skelton at the same time, and then we jumped in between the rounds. And I like, mate, hold on a minute, you just knocked out so and so to win the Southern Areas Championship, and you ain't all that. I'm like, couldn't get my head around that. I thought, and then obviously I met him in the prize fight with a bit of a touch, but just the fact that he was a smaller heavyweight, I was used to sparring bigger heavyweights.
Yeah.
At the time, so having someone smaller, I just found it a bit easier.
Yeah. It's always a lot easier, isn't it? If they're a little bit smaller, it's a little bit easier usually.
I mean, I'm not taking away. He was a good fighter. I'm not taking anything away from him, but at the time, I just thought, you know what, I can have your number.
What you should have said, Paul, was he was a brilliant fighter, and then I knocked him out.
Yeah, he was an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
Top 10 and all, wasn't he? Top 10.
And another thing that people was asking about was punching power. We mentioned it with Tyson. Now he's hitting a lot harder, but obviously you've been in the ring with Joshua. You've been in the ring with loads of people. You sparred loads of people. Out of all the people you've sparred, just sparring at the minute, not in your actual fights, but in the sparring, who surprised you about how hard they could hit for their size?
Pele Reid, probably.
Yeah.
Pele Reid can crack. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Pele. Yeah,
well, they was big in
Pele.
Pele.
Second, sorry.
They was big in Pele up when he came over into boxing because he was banging everybody out.
Yeah, Ingles' gym, wasn't it? He was up there.
Yeah, I can't remember who knocked him out now. And then that finished him, really.
Mm.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember him being bigged up. And, he was really taking people apart, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he was a former kickboxer, wasn't
he? Yeah. I think he was world champion kickboxing.
Yeah, he had the body, he had the look, he had everything, didn't
he? Yeah.
But that's just boxing and any contact sport. You're always going to get someone who's going to beat you.
Exactly.
Someone's always got your number, isn't they?
Yeah. But this is the thing I wanted to go about. It's like the skill level, right? Because I know for a fact over here, for example, there was a UFC fighter over here who, in the UFC, came over here. He couldn't handle it with one of my 3-month novices at boxing. And he's ranked in the UFC, and they go on about how good his striking is. And I keep saying to people, boxing striking is very, very different. And the skill level is completely off the charts compared to MMA.
The only reason is as well because a lot of time they check the kicks, don't they? So that front foot is facing forward. You've not got the pivot, and you've not got it at 45 degrees, because you're there to check the kicks as well.
Yeah,
that's one of the main things. And they're obviously getting ready to drop down at the level, get ready to sweep, get ready to, you know what I mean? So I think that's half of it, isn't it? Especially that foot. I see it Thai boxers all the time where they're going to check that kick. So obviously that transfers over to UFC, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's why their hand striking isn't as good. And it comes back to the feet again, doesn't it? If the feet are right.
The only thing with UFC, you get caught, the gloves are that small, you're going to go anyway, and because don't get me wrong, I mean, they are good fighters. So if they do get that spot, you know what I mean, you're going on anyway, because these small gloves, 3 ounce gloves, aren't they?
4 ounce.
Yeah, so.
But it's all on the knuckle, so it's not far off a 10 ounce glove, really. Because don't forget the glove is all over, isn't it? The actual pattern on the knuckle, but it's not far off the same. It's still horrible when you get hit hard.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then of the people you fought in your fights, excluding Joshua, because I know you're going to say he hit the hardest. Who hit hardest out of all them lot, apart from Joshua?
Jonathan Banks. That's where I met Emmanuel Stewart. He actually picked me up. Because that was on a Klitschko bill in Germany, 61,000 people. I took it 3 days' notice.
Yeah.
He's got Jonathan Banks. You fancy it? Same old, no, got more money. I thought, right, I'll have it. So I went there, walking in the ring, mate, 61,000 people. I was like, oh, wow, this is mad. But they really look after you. I got in the ring. He put me down. It's on YouTube. Put me down the first round. I just got up, carried on. And I started, as the rounds come on, I started to put it on him. I got stronger and stronger. I think Emmanuel Stewart sort of gave him a bollocking. I think it was round 7 or I think it's round 7 of 8 rounds. He come out and dropped me at the right hand. And what I've just realised now, with all my fights, I always got dropped by a right hand. Why didn't the trainer pick that up? I should sue him. I was just thinking that the other day. But yeah, Jonathan Banks. And Emmanuel Stewart, he goes, wow, man. He goes, you're tough, man. He goes, you're tough. 3 days notice. He goes, didn't expect this, man. I was like, that's quality. Stitch was there as well. Stitch was in the corner. Emmanuel Stewart, and then the one who trains Tyson Fury now.
Oh, Sugar, yeah.
Yeah, so that was unreal, really, just meeting him.
Who did you have in your corner? Somebody out the crowd?
No, Andy and Louis. Andy and Louis training me at the time from Bedford. I went all over Europe with them. We had some right good cracks.
Yeah.
Andy and Louis. Yeah, we had some fun. So I was training then, but that was just the fight where I got offered it. I took it, and I thought, you know what an experience.
What happened to Banks in the end? Because he was being touted as a big name.
Yeah, he went back. So he was at cruiserweight when he lost to Adamek for a world title, moved up to heavyweight. Silly bollocks here took his fight, moving up to heavyweight. Yeah. And then he won a world title at heavyweight. He stopped an unbeaten kid. Can't remember his name now. He's packed in now. I think Banks can find out he can probably make more money training. And he transferred over, didn't he?
Right. Because I wonder what happened to him, because he was being touted for a while, wasn't he? When you fought him, he was the new.
He was good, mate. Real elusive on his feet. I don't know. It went him in his right hand, like the 7th round back, crippled me. Got back up though. Did the same old thing where I normally got back up and then.
Yeah, he always got back up.
That was it. And then went to the after party, ate loads of cake, and I was happy. That was it. But they pick you up from the airport in these big black Audis. We drive the Champ on the side. The hotels are unreal, and that's why I box aboard a lot of times. You get looked after.
Yeah. I mean, it's different in the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, probably get a bag of chips or a token from McDonald's, and that's it. See you later.
Yeah,
shitty B&B. Saying that, Matchroom used to look after. His name and his dad were doing it, Barry. They used to look after him really well.
Who did? Sorry, who looked after you well?
Barry Earn, Matchroom.
Yeah.
Then his son took over, and then it all changed, didn't it? It's all about the money now. But it was anyway. But then he sold out to Sky Sports now, and he's gone over to that channel.
Gone over to the Zone now, haven't they?
Yeah, do you know the sad part of that though? What's happened to your call? You'll never see that on telly again, will you?
Well, and that's Franklin there.
I know. What great fights were there, and then it's like been took away now, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, boxing's changed, isn't it? It's now you got YouTubers making millions and.
No, get him started on that prick. Jesus. So his brother's fighting Mayweather, isn't he? He's getting 18.1 million. Why does he deserve to get that?
Because he's bringing the numbers in, and Mayweather's getting 100 million.
Yeah, Mayweather. I don't know. Just the way boxing's gone at the minute. I don't even watch it. To tell the truth, I can't be bothered.
It's numbers. If they're bringing in the numbers, what do? You can't argue them, can you? It's nuts.
When I was in boxing, I'd get boxing news. That was my mecca. I get that every week. I know what was going on. I know all the fighters, heavyweights. I don't know hardly anyone now. I'm like, who's he? Fucking. You know what I mean? I'm like, can't be asked, because I know it's all about Facebook likes, Facebook shares, and how many followers you got on Instagram, and we're sponsored by this. Follow this link, and shut up, mate. Just get on with the fucking training and crack on. There's no real warriors anymore. I don't know. It's just gone tits up, I think.
Well, what gets me is the lack of skills.
Yeah.
There's no infighting anymore. They all just grab hold and just wait for the ref to break them up. There's nobody fighting on the inside properly.
Yeah, where's that nastiness and all? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like Tyson back in the day. I keep seeing dickheads on Facebook. Oh, he was like overshouting, or he weren't that good. And I'm like, what are you on about? I said, back in the day, you watched him, mate. It was the whole show. No bullshit, scary as anything. Get in there, smash the bits, get out. And that was it, wasn't it? You don't get that anymore.
No. I mean,
Black's wrong, train like an animal, smash you. And everyone's going out, he's overrated, he was overrated. I thought, are you having a laugh?
He was. he used to go in there with evil intent on every single punch he threw, knock everybody out big time, well, practically everybody. Most people were beat before they got in the ring because they were that intimidated and scared of him.
Yeah.
And he was actually a much more skillful boxer than people gave him credit for as well. His defense.
He's unreal, wasn't he? His head movement, his footwork.
Yeah.
Everything balanced a lot. He had his full package, just naturally gifted.
Yeah. And the speed, and like I say, the footwork. And again, people go on about his punching power, but it was his footwork that got him that punching power.
Yeah, all through the legs, wasn't it? Everything through them legs.
Yeah. Great fighter, great boxer, great defense. You know, bit hungry. Bit too hungry now and again. Which leads us on to your best mate, old Del Boy.
Cock.
I do not like that guy. But there you go.
He's just arrogant, mate. He's just an arrogant prick. I remember the first prize fighter we went in, he was a reserve and it was all about him. What time's this done? What time's this finished? I was talking to the Sky Black. I said, surely he'd be happy with the opportunity he's got here. So he'd give it the big one. And I think he was in the second one or something like that. I don't know. It was somewhere. He's arrogant again. I thought, you're a fucking knob, mate. And then I had that first fight with him, which was like the floating bout. So I got all ready and warm to go in next. And I thought, you know what? I felt wicked. I ain't gonna lie. I trained for that fight. I felt superb. I was warm. I was ready. He would have been as well. The comeback stage said, you have to call off now. We're going to go in after the next 2 fights. So I've had to cool down and then warm back up again. I got in there. We had it. I put him down. Didn't get the nod for that. I've had a clip on YouTube. He put headbutt right in front of me, the ref. That didn't get called. He's been a dick. I thought at least would have been a draw. The second time, week's notice, he bit me because he couldn't knock me out. He knew I took it a week's notice. I think it was after a Midland title fight, the 10-rounder. And that's why he bit me. That's the only reason he bit me. He weren't bored, what he said he was, because he couldn't knock me out and he was getting frustrated. So he bit me. Luckily, that was caught on camera.
Yeah.
It's just the way he carries himself. Can't fault him. He's made millions out of the game, I think. But he's just an arrogant tosser.
Yeah, I don't.
And this is the British public again, because I see things on Facebook and that. They all lick he's amazing. He's not. He's a cock. He's the biggest cock in boxing. Can't fault him. He's made his money, but he gets chinned.
I got no time for him. And they go on about how we're so close to being a world champion and so close to getting this. And I'm going, you are.
No, he's a mug.
And he's a dangerous fighter. Dangerous
fighter, isn't they? Every pro fighter's a dangerous fighter.
Exactly. What were the rest of them then?
I know.
Right? Talk about dangerous. It looks like we've got Wilder, Fury 3 for definite, isn't it? And it looks like Joshua's going to be fighting Usyk.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to go out on a limb here, and for some reason, for some unknown reason, I don't know why I'm going to say this, but my spider senses are tingling, and I'm going Wilder this time, even though I predicted Fury would smash him up both times.
Well, he's seen him at the minute on the pads and that because he's trained his trainer.
His left hand is completely different, which is why.
Fair. Everyone was slated again. Everyone who don't box and they've been punched in the face will obviously know better than we will. But he looks wicked on the pads. To be fair, I know pads don't hit back, but Fury. I don't want Fury. I mean, what's he worth? Like 100 odd mil, Fury. I just don't want him to get that relaxed and he's chilled out, isn't he? I just want him to be switched on and on it. He's gonna have to be this time round.
That's my concern, is that because he beat him so easy, so convincingly. All right, it's not no, it's never easy, but he beat him convincingly in every department. I just get the feeling that it's like this is going to be an easy fight rather than this is going to be a real tough one, because Wilder, regardless of what you say, he can take anybody out with one hit, but he's watching him on the clips I've seen.
Yeah.
Not only is his left hand different, but so is his front foot.
And he's had that loss now. That's gone. He's had it. Yeah. He ain't got to worry about losing. He's lost. No. So he don't give a shit now. He's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's the bit that's making me a bit worried for Tyson on this. I still want Tyson to win, and I hope he does, but I've got this thing back of my head saying, well, because his front foot is different now. When I watched him on the pads, his front foot's different and his left hand's completely different.
Yeah, because he's got the skinniest legs you ever seen in your life. You wonder where he gets his power from. But he's naturally strong, isn't he? I like him anyway. I think he's a good fighter. Obviously, I want Tyson Fury to win because he's British, but yeah, he's an handful, isn't he? And that, like I say, now that loss is out of the way, he ain't got to worry about that. So mentally, he's minted anyway. He's worth millions. He don't give a shit. He'll go in there and have it.
Yeah, and I think he really wants to have it. You know, because he could have took a load of money, step aside, but he's fought to get this fight. So it's he really wants it. He really wants it.
So that'd be good.
Only concern for Tyson that he just takes it too easy in his head. So that's my only concern. You know, Now, onto the other one, Joshua Usyk, if that happens. I'm going Usyk.
I think Usyk's too small.
I
never said that about Ruiz and he ruined him, but I think Joshua, because he's had the loss, he's a different fighter as well.
Yeah, but Usyk is 10 times more skillful than Ruiz.
But does he carry that power up though?
Well, they all it, don't they? You know,
if Joshua can box instead of being a train like he proved with Ruiz on the second one, if he can box and keep him at range, he's laughing because Usyk won't get in. But then if he tries to have a row with him, it's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah, but getting in on stopping Usyk from getting past the jab ain't easy.
No.
And at cruiserweight, I can't. What's the guy's name? The one who just bangs everybody out. And Usyk took his punches no problem. And and Usyk's like, what is he? He's going to come in about 100 kilos, maybe 104. That's still a big. Yeah, not far off, is it? That's still a big dude punching you in the face.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if Joshua's power would be too much for him. I don't know. Being at cruiserweight, then going in with a verified heavyweight, I don't know. I still think I think it'd be too much for him.
Then I look back at the likes of Holyfield, who was only sort of like, he was fighting at 190, wasn't he? As a cruiserweight.
He was tiny, wasn't
he? Yeah, and he is tiny. And he would go in there and just tear it up with him. And
he smacked Tyson about how many times, didn't he? A couple of times, was it?
Yeah, and he stood toe to toe with Bo, who was a genuine huge heavyweight, roughly the size of Joshua.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying Usyk's a Holyfield, but skill-wise, footwork-wise, he's miles better than Joshua will ever be. It's just the size. It's just the size. So I'm going. My putting it out there is Usyk Wilder. Well, I'll mess everything up.
Bloody hell. I don't know. I mean, I will watch them fights because obviously they're heavyweight, but I don't know. It's an hard one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing you can never tell with boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. You can never tell. That's why I'm on the fence with like Fury and Joshua. I don't know who will win it. It depends who shows up on the night as well.
Well, to me, if it's the Fury that fought Wilder 2, I think Tyson wins it all day long.
But then Joshua's changed since that loss to Ruiz, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's still. He just seems to me a bit too robotic. It reminds me of Frank Bruno, in a way.
But it hits you. It hurts, doesn't it? Bruno could bang like anything.
Yeah. I thought Bruno was more athletic, though.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, they can all hit at that size. They all hit, don't they? They all. Yeah. I mean, just them resting their hand on you can.
You got to land. You got to land it in you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And again, that's down to your feet and everything else. So.
Yeah, and I think with, Wilder's new front foot is, I find, frightening for people, because if it's genuinely right, like it appears to be when he's doing the pads, then it's.
He's fast. He's fast, isn't he? Got long arms, fast. He can hook as well, which normally blokes with long reaches can't. He can do it all, really.
Yeah, because that's what I say. His front hand's changed, and his front foot's changed. So
that's
whether
that
that's
Malik Scott, whatever his name is, he's a former fighter, isn't he? So he knows the crack, and sometimes people can transfer that over because they looked at it themselves. They sort of stood back from the fighting and thought, hold on, mate, they're learning mechanics themselves, not from the trainer, but themselves. So
yeah, you can learn so much on your own. That's why I say people, heavy bag, heavy work. You learn a lot on the heavy bag. You learn. I mean, you had a really heavy bag at your place, didn't you?
Yeah, I married her. Sorry, no. Oh, yeah. yeah. I'd have full of sawdust.
Yeah.
About 600. Obviously, I've sold them now, and they're still knocking about gyms now. I had them for like 10 years, and they're full of sawdust. So they're rock hard, but that way you condition your your elbows, and you got to smack them and all. So people are a bit afraid to smack them, but down the gym I go to now, they've got them water ball things.
Yeah.
And they're quality. But people don't like them because they're hard work. I love them. I'm just smashing one at me. I love it. I do like 6 to 8 rounds on it. I love it. Just because I know I'm getting the workout and I'm blowing a bit, and it's good. I can still throw, It's mad. I can understand where fighters find it hard to give up. I was lucky because I started later, but like Holyfield and that who want to fight now, that's all they know from day dot. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
So I think they need like therapy sessions after. The board needs to sort something out.
Well, the thing is, like you're just saying, you can still throw them. It's like you imagine people like Holyfield as well, been doing it since the year dot, and they think they can get on there and still work, and it still feels pretty good to them.
Yeah, but they ain't the same. They ain't the same now, though, are they? Holyfield ain't. No disrespect to him, what a fighter, but he's a little bit punchy. He is slow. I fear for his health, really, if he goes in there.
Yeah, he shouldn't be in there at all.
No.
Shouldn't be. Yeah. But I mean, so you could do 6 to 8 rounds now on the heavy bag. What sort of pace are you doing?
Not like half these dickheads what I see now, where they go, and then they go, have a little look round. I'm working it 3 or 4 shots at a time, back on a double jab, moving around, slipping, putting my arms up, smacking it, twatting it. It's chucking everything in there, really. And that's how you work a bag.
You mean doing it properly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loads of it. I can see loads of kids now, especially pros, they just look at the bag, boom, boom, and they walk around for about 10 minutes looking at it, boom, boom. I'm like, what's the point? I mean, not fair enough. You practice positioning yourself, transferring your weight, and you're getting the shot in. What's the point? You're there to work the bag. It's called a bag. Work it. And that's the only way you get your cardio up.
You got to put the work in. I always keep saying to people, it's a heavy bag, heavy work. That's it. Get on it.
It is hard work.
Yeah.
That's how you get fitter.
I remember a lad come down the gym where I train for my own training. And I said, I'm just doing 3-minute rounds. And he goes, I do 6-minute rounds. But he started his 6-minute round at the same time as I started my 3-minute round. And my 3-minute round, I did about 5 times as much work as he did in his 6-minute round. I said to him, I'll do 6-minute rounds. I said, I'll do 1 hour rounds if that's the sort of work rate you mate. I said, you're supposed to be a fighter, another MMA fighter. I said, no. That's not how you work, mate. And it's, they like you say, it's like they throw 1 or 2 and then walk around looking at themselves and fainting for 20 seconds and then start throwing another 1 or 2.
Do you know what? If I had a fighter, even if I trained someone and I had the time to train them, I'd abuse them. I'd make them hate me. Yeah. That's how I know way the fit you got to be and the grief you're going to get. There's all this shit about train hard, fight easy. What fight is easy? It's not, is it?
No.
Let's try fighting some pisshead on a Saturday night. No fight is easy.
Yeah. But even that can go wrong.
Yeah, it can,
Yeah. I mean, I say to people, get fit once. And they don't understand what I mean by that. I mean that put in all the real hard graft right now. Get yourself to the peak of fitness so you know what it's like.
Well, you're buzzing to fight. You want to fight because you know how fit you are.
Yeah. Then all you got to do is maintain it. But if you keep letting yourself get fat and unfit in between, and then you got to get yourself fit again. Then you got to get yourself fit again. I said, just get fit once and then maintain it. It's a lot easier to maintain it than get it back.
Yeah, I know. I mean, fights I had, especially starting on, I think the first fight was just on 17 stone. I'd abuse it for a week and probably put on half a stone. I'll lose that half a stone. That's how you can maintain it. As long as you're training, you're still keeping up with your diet. Have your time off that you need to eat the cakes, eat one, and you get sick of it anyway, and then you're back on it. And you've got an excuse because you're training, and you're trained to fight, so you can do that. Yeah,
but the weight is done in the kitchen, isn't it? It's not done in the gym. Your weight's done in the kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, we had Kerry Kay's down my gym when it first opened. I think I asked him for advice, and he goes, "You have to eat to speed up metabolism. You have to eat every 3 hours. Obviously, being a fighter, you're allowed your carbs. So tell me chucking carbs. I think I had porridge in the morning, 3 hours after, I'd have a granary sandwich, no butter or anything, tuna sandwich. 3 hours after, I'd have jacket potato, chicken breast, mixed veg, because he told me, he goes, you want colour in your veg, not just greens. 3 hours after that, I'd have a granary sandwich. 3 hours after that, I'd have fish, probably small potatoes or salad. And then I'd have protein shake a bit later on after training, and a banana.
Right.
And it does work. Little and often, you have to. That's what speeds up metabolism, and that's how you lose weight.
Yeah, I mean,
I do that now, but I've changed it to every hour, and I forget to train. But it's all right. I'm living.
And you've doubled the size of the meals.
Yeah, but it's all right.
And for some reason, not losing weight. I don't know what's.
I know. I could blow my head up, really. Blow my belly up and all.
But I mean, a lot of them now, the pros now, they've got these fancy sports nutritionists and scientists and this, that, and the other. Blah, blah. And I say, you go and train. Yeah, they're all obsessed with, measuring exactly what they're eating, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. You put the same effort into your training, you'll be a better boxer.
Yeah. There's not that hunger anymore, I don't think.
I think it's just the scratch, isn't it? It's just the money's there, and if they get the social media right, they're going to get fast tracked. I mean, it's like Dubois fighting that guy last night, that whatever his name was. I've never heard of the guy.
No.
And he's ranked by the
Dubois is a good fighter. He's only a young kid, isn't he? But then again, the British public have written him off again. That's how they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're fickle with it. I'm not saying that Dubois ain't good, but I'm just saying the guy who fought, I've never heard of him, and it was an eliminator.
Yeah, this happens all the time now.
And I go, well, yeah, but you go back to the days of, Lewis, Tyson, or go back before that with Holmes and blah, blah, blah. You've heard of everyone who's fighting.
Yeah.
And an eliminator was two real good guys. Not saying Dubois ain't good, but where's he getting an eliminator shot from?
It's good, but back in the day, if you lost a fight, you had to rebuild. You probably have 4 or 5 fights, and then you'll get the chance to do that. That seems to go now. You have 12, 15 fights, you fight for a world title. What about British, European, Commonwealth? And then you fight for a world title. That's how it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, you a lot of times people would have 30, 40 fights before they even got a chance to sniff at a title shot. Now they're having 30 fights and they're a legend.
Yeah, it's all about the dough, innit? That's what it comes down to. Pay-per-view, bloody whatever else.
Yeah. I mean, I think Agler had 46 fights before he got his title shot.
Yeah. I bet he still didn't earn the money he would have earned today.
Oh, nowhere near.
Which is sad as well, isn't it, really? But
if those people were around today, they'd just smash everyone to bits.
They would do. 100%.
Yeah. I can't, if they're like, you get the people like Duran, Hearns, Hagler, Lennox Lewis, people like that around, Holyfield, Tyson, obviously, they just walk through this lot like there's no tomorrow. Yeah. They could do a fight every 2 weeks.
Yeah, they did anyway, didn't they? Pretty much.
They used to fight all the time. Look, Duran, 100-odd fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Now, the other thing, Paul, is punching hard, right? We all know that big guys can punch hard, right? Who surprised you with their lack of power most? Who you thought, well, he's a lump, he should be able to give it, and then he couldn't.
A lot of lads that used to come to the gym that other people used to bring, whether they're like unlicensed fighters or anything like that. I mean, I remember this big travelling lad coming to the gym. He went on the smallest bag, started smacking it. It must have been like 6'6", 6'7". I looked at him, I thought, oh, shit, I'm going to get hammered. The Gormans brought him down. I forgot the name of the kid now. The sparring's on YouTube. Brought him down. He's like stuck underneath the door. And I was like, oh, you're having a laugh at you. Anyway, he smacked the smallest bag, got in the ring. I said, you're not wearing a helmet? He goes, no. He goes, I don't wear a helmet. I went, oh, fair enough. Put my helmet on, carried on. Second round, he retired and he had marks all over his face. So that was the one really where I thought, oh no. because he's a traveller as well, obviously they can fight, can't they? So I thought, I'm out of depth here. But I put it on him and he got out the second round, marks all over his face, and he was done. So it was probably the most surprising one. I mean, as the pro side go, they could all bang anyway.
Yeah.
So no one really surprised me, mate. They could all bang. Lightest puncher, I wouldn't say there is any. Because I was quite good at covering up anyway, riding the shots.
Yeah.
So no one really demolished me in sparring. No, I can't think of anyone.
Okay. And who had the best jab?
Probably Fury.
Yeah.
Fury had a wicked jab. John McDermott had a good jab. Yeah, probably them two.
Yeah. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
And then who had the best defense? Probably Fury, but who had the best defense?
Yeah, Fury. Skelton did as well. But Skelton's defense was fight straight back. So unless you put it on him and really hurt him, he'd fire straight back at you.
Yeah.
So his defense was attack, which was good. It stops you in the track straight away. No fear, really.
Yeah. And who had the worst defense?
None of them really. Do you know what? Being pros and all having fights, none of them had a crap defence. It's by Shane McPhilbin as well. None of them. Yeah, none of them had a bad defence. You're just lucky. It's down to your timing to get a good shot. No, they all had good defences, to be fair.
See, this is what I say to people. One, you have no idea just how hard these buggers hit.
Yeah.
And two, you have no idea how difficult it is to actually hit them. You look at it on TV and you think, oh, he's a smarter can, he's no good, he's only
just
this.
To knock someone out, to knock a man out is not easy. Especially when they're both boxing and they're both nervy. It's hard to back. It is a skill as well because you've got to land that shot at a pinpoint spot to knock them out.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Say to people, landing a good punch on somebody is one of the hardest things going if they're half decent. I mean, and what you see on TV and you call people a bum, I said, that guy he's actually really good. It's just that you think he's a bum, you think he's a smarter can, but even that guy that's had, he's only a 4-rounder or a 6-rounder, he's actually a good fighter.
Or, I mean, I think it's changed now. Like a lot of the fighters I got stopped in, 24 hours notice, 2 days notice. These have had a full camp. People don't realise that. They've had a full camp. Old Dipstick's got in there, like 2 days, 3 days notice. Been sparked. Why has he been sparked? Because he's not 100%. He ain't fit. He ain't been training. He's been sitting on the couch, watching Neighbours, picking his nose, and he gets the call. You know what I mean? So
that's the dirty side of boxing that people don't know about, isn't it?
It is, but you get paid well, so that's why I do it. You get paid a sight more than you would arranging a fight. I mean, some fights I could go abroad and get $5,000. When you're not working, that's good money. So 1 year, I think I was earning really good money. It's just, I thought a fight. I fought a lad to save a show, and it went up to $10,000. Where are you going to get that sort of money as a fighter? Not being having like a real good record, being a champion, or anything like that. So I was jumping all over it. I was.
Yeah.
Mad not to.
But when it's things like that, you got to take it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got to take it. Because I mean, back those sort of times, British title fight, even at heavyweight, you'd probably only be getting about 40, 50 grand anyway.
Yeah, I think Skelton and Spot and Danny Williams, that sort of era, they were getting silly money.
Yeah.
I think Skelton was getting like 120 grand for British title. It was mad money.
That was a lot for.
Yeah, I think it all changed not long after that. I think it all changed. I don't know why, but it did. But they were getting stupid money, especially Danny Williams, Sprott, and Skelton. I remember they were earning daft money.
Yeah, but Danny Williams was a good fighter. I thought he was a decent fighter, Danny Williams.
Yeah, his quality. I think it's the same again, where he couldn't let go. All he's known there to earn money is boxing and fighting. And then when it was time to retire, obviously he couldn't do it, could he?
He had a fight only a year or two ago.
Yeah, I think that was his last one.
Yeah.
He is done now, but then sort of blew out everything he's done. Knocked out Tyson, and then he started going on the road and that. And then shame.
But he looked like he was unconscious when he got in the ring in his final fight.
Yeah,
it was terrible to see.
Yeah, sad really. Good fight though.
Yeah, in his day he was. In his day. So out of couple of last questions for you, Paul. Out of all the heavyweights out there all over the years whilst you was active, who was it who you would have really loved to have just had a fight with, who you didn't get to fight?
I felt I got offered the Tyson fight. I'd love to have fight him. I did get offered that, and it didn't come off. Knobhead, wasn't it? The Yank that I was meant to fight. What's his name?
Kirk Johnson, was it?
No, he's trying to get fights with Klitschko all the time. He used to have Lewis knocked him out years ago when he had dreadlocks.
Oh, Shannon Briggs.
Shannon Briggs. So I was meant to fight him on a hay bill. I agreed to fight him. It was all sorted at the O2. Day before the fight was off, someone took a picture of the changing rooms and my name was on the door. So they must have changed it last minute. I don't know why, because my record's not amazing. I've won like 16, lost 20 odd. So why I didn't take that fight, I do not know. But that's who I wanted to fight. I'd have been live on telly. I'd have had it with him. I wouldn't have been too bothered about all his mouth and all his muscles and that. I'd have had it with him. So that's the one fight I was gutted. And then my name was on the door. I got a picture of it. Paul Butlin, blah, 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 on the changing room door. So they made that fight. It was happening. And then for whatever reason, it got done.
Got shelved at the last minute.
Yeah, so that'd have been good.
That'd be a right name, wouldn't it? Because he's got. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can look back at my record now and think, Jesus, I fought him, and that's why I took them fights anyway, because it's experience and it's something you can pass on to the kids and tell them you've done this, done that. So I thought I ain't gonna miss that opportunity. So I have Shannon Briggs on there that I fought him in quality. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's still got the record for the most first round knockouts in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's an animal still, isn't he? But yeah. So that was the one fight, I think.
But Lennox soon sorted him out.
Yeah, he ruined him, didn't
he? He put him down about 4 or 5 times, didn't
he? Yeah, animal.
Lewis was the best. I'm like that with Lewis and Larry Holmes as my best of all time.
Yeah, mine's Tyson. Just because I grew up at that sort of time, getting up early in the morning on Sky and watching his fights and that. So that's why.
What used to annoy me with Tyson was you wait up all night for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You go. Yeah. I can remember doing that. Because we was watching when he was an up and comer. Because I can't remember who it was now. I said to me, "You got to watch out for this young kid Tyson. He's amazing." Because he was a year younger than me. I was like, "What?" And you see this kid, an animal, just smashing people to bits. You're thinking, flip.
And then back in the day, that sort of era, you had to find out off the back of newspapers. These black and white things you used to buy. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
That's how you find out stuff from watching the news.
Yeah. All too well, you know. But they were great times though when Tyson was about and coming through. Because it was every few weeks he was fighting. I think he had some like 14, 15 fights in a year.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was good. It's better.
Oh, it was great to watch. I mean, you knew you was in for an exciting fight no matter what.
Yeah.
But I used to love watching Lewis because you just knew that he was going to put it on him. I mean, the way he dispatched the people like Gallotta and Grant and Dokes and all that lot. And not Dokes, Dokes, wasn't it? Yeah.
He fought everyone, didn't
he? Yeah, a lot. Smashed them all up. Yeah, brilliant. He was just the best, I think. So back to training, Paul.
Yeah.
When you're doing your rounds on the bag and you're doing
I'm losing my battery.
All right. We won't keep you much longer. You're doing your rounds on the bag. And I know you go at a decent sort of pace and you do your stuff and But what sort of pace and power are you going at when you're doing your 6 to 8 rounds?
Just, I always say I'm just going to work it, but you don't. So I'll probably double jab fast, now cracking the right hand, cracking the left hook, move back, and then back on the jab again. So intermittent, smacking it hard. I'd get like a nasty bit, like throw 4 bangers, then straight back on it. But not to the point where you're blowing out your arse and you have to pull away from the bag, have a breather. That's what fighters need to learn from the start, is how to learn and judge your cardio. When to push, when to stop back. The mad ass is going off.
I mean, I say for me and for my guy, when I'm doing it, I say if you can count in your head 1, 2, 3, and you can get to 5, and you're still not back on the bag, you're not working.
Yeah.
And that's the way I do it. I just
just knowing your own cardio. That's the main thing. When to push, when to hold back, when to snap, when to bang it. You can't go banging for non-stop because you can blow out your ass. So it's when tip tap, bang it in, back on it, tip tap, move around, move your head, move around the bag. Don't just stay there in that one position. Move around the bag.
Again, I see so many people today. They just go on the bag and they're stood there as if the whole fight's going to take place in a phone box, and they just hit in the bag, and that's it.
Yeah.
No idea of bag work, and I'm going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then, it annoys me. That's what I say. Skills. I keep saying to people, skills.
Skills pay the bills.
That's it. And I say to them, drills build the skills, and skills pay the bills. End of story.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah. Normally, but there you go. And the one last question from people was your hardest punch. Which was your favourite hardest? Your punch that you just thought, this is my punch.
Yeah, I like left hook to the body or an uppercut.
Yeah.
It draws me out because I can bang. My record don't suggest that I do. Because, I don't know, a lot of time my timing was off and when I used to fight, but in sparring, I'm putting people over for fun. So, probably left hook. Because I've got T-Rex short arms, I used to like small shots inside. So, I love a left hook to the body, I think.
Yeah. Well, I know you can bang. I mean, you can hit. We all know that. And everybody who's been down and trained with us knows you can hit.
Yeah.
And remember the matey boy, the trainer from America who'd done pad work for a lot of the top heavyweights at the time. And he said he was the hardest hitter he'd held the pads for.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? And then it just don't come across in fights. But
that goes to show just how difficult it really is.
It's not easy. No, yeah. And I weren't naturally gifted, was I? I started when I was 24, I think.
Yeah.
Turned pro at 26, so it's not like I started when I was a kid. I started quite late in life.
Yeah. I mean, it's and people don't realise how difficult it is, and how quick you went from starting to pro.
Yeah, it's madness, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But things might have been different. I'd started when I was like 10 years old. But yeah, I've been retired at 30. But you don't know. You can look on it hindsight, can't you? But I've been there, done it now. So.
I mean, Rocky Marciano didn't start till he was what, 23 or 21? I think 25. Rocky Marciano, 23 anyway, for sure.
Yeah.
He retired at 31.
Nice, wasn't it?
Yeah. It would have been good, wouldn't it?
He had that natural gift, didn't he? Some have got it, some haven't, and then I feel like myself, I had to work really hard to learn, but then martial arts helped me, didn't they? I had that.
Yeah.
That's what helped me really. People slate martial arts, but it did help me.
Well, I think that's why you didn't disrespect any of the coaches trying to help you, because you had that martial arts background of listening to what was being
and
taught.
And the fact I'm not just an arrogant prick. You know what I mean? I mean, Melton ABC's closed now. It closed about a year ago. They built something on it. But I'd go down there with Trev Booth, you say it on the pads, and I'd still listen to him, what he was telling me, and I'd still do it.
Yeah.
It's respect, and he's your coach. Respect him.
Yeah.
Even though I've moved on and I've learned, I still listen. I still take it in. I did that everywhere I went. It was some retard talking absolute rubbish to me. I'm like, Yeah, nice one. Yeah, cheers, mate. All right, thanks. I've never really used that. You know what I mean? But it's just a bit of respect. It don't hurt. You know what I mean?
No, it costs nothing to be nice, does it?
No, it's people ain't got that anymore. Yeah.
So a lot of the trainers out there now, I look at them and I'm thinking, you're not actually teaching. You are just a trainer. I think the boxer's just doing his own workout and he's just with you because he's with you.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of trainers now, they're in there for the likes as well, aren't they? The likes on Facebook and Instagram. They like being in the camera. They like being like the centre of attention. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of good trainers out there, but that's how it seems to be.
I mean, some of them I'm thinking, I mean, some of the big name trainers, or the ones that are more well known, I think some of them are actually the least good, the worst trainers. I think there's a lot better trainers out there that people have never heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that from what I've heard, that Carl is one of the best.
Carlo.
Greaves.
Yeah, Carl Greaves is a good lad, and he's been there as well. He's been there, done it, so he knows the crack.
Yeah.
So he knows how to get your feet, how to prepare for a fight, what you need to do, and what you need to have in the tank. I mean, there's a lad who used to come to my gym who lives in Melton called Stan Stannard, who's with him now training. He's had 4 or 5 fights, won them all. And he's one to watch the future. And he wants to train. He's like old school fighter.
Yeah.
He just wants to train. He does everything right. His diet right. He does everything how he should. His girlfriend is a world Thai boxing champion, WBC, Aman Barlow. So you can't get a better relationship than that, can you? They both know how to what they want for a fight. So she helps him as well. And he'll be going places. And he's with Cole. And now Cole's going to take him to the right places anyway. So he's one to watch. Stan Stannard.
Nice one. No, what weight is he?
I think he's welter. I can't remember. I forget what weight. So I'm just used to fat bastard weight, so.
Yeah. But he's got Avanasian with him, hasn't he? So.
Say again.
He's got Avanasian with him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's quality.
Yeah.
He's hard fighter. Yeah. But he's got some good lads now. Carl has some real good lads. I think he just took on him. I can't shit names. But he looks awesome on the pads. Looks like an animal, just like an old school animal. I forgot his name.
See, I like the way old school, and you just get in there, like you say, be an animal. Animal in training, animal in the ring, and you've got to go places, haven't you? Because they all keep trying to do this Philly shell, trying to be Floyd Mayweather, and I keep saying, you ain't. What you doing? It's like that, what's his face? He lost to Kovalev, and then he just lost to Lyndon after. What's his name?
Oh God, the black kid.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I know you mean. He's trained an absolute tool. Tundi trained him, didn't he?
Yeah, and I can't remember his name. Anyway.
I know you mean. Yeah, in that Tundi, I was watching him train him and thinking, this kid's got more in the bank what he's teaching him. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
I know exactly. I can't think of the name top of my head now, but yeah.
I mean, and he keeps doing all this. You ain't. Stop it. And I see the last few fights I've seen is people keep doing all of this and try and do a finish. You're not Floyd Mayweather. Don't try and beat him and don't try and act like it.
Get your elbows up, your chin in, hands nice and tight, and have it. What's up with you?
Yeah. They're trying to do all this and make themselves look flash, and they can't do it, and they're going to get banged out.
The public don't want it anyway. The public just want to fight. That's what they pay for. That's what they've always paid for. That's what they want. Blood, isn't it?
Yeah. You want people to go in, have a tear up, and go home again.
Yeah.
And that's why they love Tyson, because he would go in, have a tear up, and go home.
Yeah. I'm pissed off you paid 200 quid for a ticket and you only seen that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all like to see skills and stuff like that. And when Mayweather does it, he does it amazing. But these guys aren't Mayweather. And I keep thinking that Philly shell, all that lot, if you're not an absolute master of it, I can leave it alone because it's no good to you. Because you can't.
Like Nazi, wasn't it? Nazi was unreal. He was. Yeah. He was quality. I used to love Nazi.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant to watch. The whole thing.
But you'll never get anyone like him again. I know they replicate switched in and everything, but you never get anyone like him.
No. I mean, banging people out at that weight the way he did, has not been seen before or since. Not the way he knocked him out.
Well, I follow both his lads on Instagram. They're both fighting now.
Oh right.
Yeah, both his boys. They're good, to be fair.
Are they any good?
Yeah, similar to him. They're going to be an handful.
Fantastic. That'd be good to watch.
I don't know if it is good or just realising how old you're getting, because his kids are grown up and they're fighting. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But Naz was a kid when I was watching boxing. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm a couple of years older than you, aren't I?
Yeah, I'm much, I think.
Yeah.
What am I? What am I now? 36?
Yeah, you only look like 32, don't you?
Yeah.
Mate, time goes on too quick, mate. Too quick.
It does.
Right then. So we're coming to the end now, Paul. Thank you very, very much for all this. Much appreciated. And have you got anything that you want people to know about? Are you up to anything that they want to see? Are you on TV where you don't pay, can't pay, whatever it is called?
Can't pay, take it away. No, I don't think they're doing any more shows lately. But if you don't pay your bills and you get a writ, then you will see me at your door.
You don't want that.
Yeah. So I will see at some point. But no, I'm enjoying that. Do you know what? It's good. I enjoy it. Every day's different. I'm not an arse. I'm not a bully. I'll help whoever I can. Bottom line is, if you don't pay, I'll take it away. That's the thing.
Just sign here.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
But who knows in the future? I've got two lads in her, but they're both playing rugby at the minute. I don't know. I've lost a little bit of love for boxing, just the way things are, and then things change in your life, don't they? And that is life.
Yeah. I mean, and with all these lockdowns, it's been difficult to do anything anyway for people, hasn't it?
Yeah, just buy a bag. I wish I had a bag. That's one thing in lockdown. All I need was a bag.
I always say, as long as you've got a heavy bag, you're all right. You're away. You know? Yeah. Skipping rope and a heavy bag. What else do you need?
Yeah. I just had the patio done, so I don't want to skip on it, really.
Put a mat down. Get a rubber mat, put it down and go skipping. There's no excuse, Paul, you know it.
I know.
Yeah. I still do my skipping every day, still do my bag work every day, still do my shadows every day. No excuse.
I know.
Yeah. Just get on and do it. Right. Paul, it's been great. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. You'll come on again because we're bound to have a load more questions for you.
I will do, yeah. And then obviously we'll have to hook up again when you come back to the UK, whenever you're allowed.
Defo. Whenever it happens, who knows?
Yeah,
it's like we're a red country at the minute. We can't come over.
Yeah, don't you filthy lot over here then?
You know what I mean? We could bring some hideous diseases with us.
Yeah.
Well, more than normal anyway.
All right, mate.
Nice one, Paul. Thanks a lot, mate. Take care. See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks for listening, guys and gals. Remember to tell everyone to join in next time to the Old Fat Coach.